is a book review of The Silver Surfer, Parable. Now, this book has been out for quite a while because this is the 30th anniversary, and I've never bought a copy. I've seen it, thought about it, and I suddenly thought, you know what, I'd buy a copy. 30th anniversary, I've waited a long time, and it's fine. It's a fine story, but I'm just going to go through it. And it's by Stan Lee and Moebius, because Stan Lee, the brilliant American writer, and Moebius, the brilliant French artist and writer, I'm certain. So you've got the combination. Now, it doesn't always work, and it's a fine enough story. Now, I can't find any work of Moebius in my library, which is very odd, because he's such a brilliant artist and got a number of French books. But however, just found some examples of work, so I can show you something. You've got sort of that sparseness. I love just the way the motion in that story there, and also that one there. Of course, he's got lots of different styles, and there's another style like that. Just absolutely amazing. The guy can draw brilliantly, one of the greatest as far as I'm concerned. So why doesn't this particularly work for me? I don't know. It's very hard. The story is okay. It goes along at a decent pace. You've got Galactus coming down to Earth. They say here is beaten down by the sky-riding Silver Surfer, soars no more, beaten down by the wickedness and weakness of humanity, lives as a vagrant. Now, I'm not saying where that storyline, but I guess he's done similar before as well. And Galactus returns to Earth, not to devour it, but to be worshipped, save the world from the false god, etc., etc. So true giants of American and European comic book scenes unite to tell this story. It's a decent enough tale. I say this is Silver Surfer issue 1 to 2. So it was only 2 issues back in 1988. 88 pages. Most of it, well, obviously it's a comic, but you've also got a lot of extras at the back. So it's only probably about 55 pages of the story. Now the artwork, I'm just going to have to choose something. Yeah. As good as anywhere. Let's just let's show you some of the art there. I have to say, not my favourite of Moebius art. I just thought it was a bit rough in places. I don't know why. I'm not certain the reason. You've got there, similar sort of thing. It's a bit of a rough style. You've got obviously the Silver Surfer's board there, but it's the colouring is fine. It's got a very basic palette all the way through. It's actually quite a sort of faded colour scheme. You've got very, very pale browns, pale pinks. The sky is pink for some weird reason. No blues in the sky. And Silver Surfer has, of course, got the graduation of. He's got no sort of gloss in the sense of that he usually does in comic books. Bit of white on the thing, just a bit of a shine there. But it's still artwork style. Now, the writing is great. The lettering. I love lettering in books. And so you've got there's some lettering there. So you get that one there. So there's the lettering. You can see the lettering. Now, I love that. I think it's good to see the artist there, because sometimes now what happens is you've got the same sort of style of artwork quite often all the way through. Now, you've got some character in the writing that I think sometimes is lost in American comics. So, but it's got a story. I just think it's slightly daft, the characters, the idea, the approach. But I guess it would happen if you suddenly had a being come down. Everyone would sort of think, wow, especially someone like Galactus suddenly turns up. You would think he's like godlike, because he would be so incredible. But I don't know. Would people be scared to go out? Would people just probably? I really can't work out what would happen. What would be the reaction? The papers, everyone obviously would be writing stories saying, is he really? Is he this? Is he that? Jonah Jameson kind of thing. Jameson probably turn around and say it's a hoax, because I think he probably didn't. And there was the Marvels. So you got that sort of thing. It's a hoax. There is no Galactus kind of thing. So, but it's still a decent enough tale, and it's a fairly short tale. You can read it in under an hour, and it's fine. But could it have been better? Yes, I'm certain it could have been. I just think that it was a missed opportunity to make an absolute classic. One, it should have been a bigger book, 100, but obviously you don't want to spin the story out unnecessarily. But I just felt that some of the storyline behind it wasn't really fleshed out either. I didn't really feel that I really cared about some of the characters, and that's the key thing in the story. You want to feel the beat of the story to get to the point you go, wow, how's this going to end? How's this going to end? What's going to happen? And I didn't really feel that in this. And that was a bit of a problem. However, still fine, still worth getting, but I'm just saying that. But here's the covers. You got the covers here for the Silver Surfer and the issue 2. Now, weirdly, that is weird actually, just looking at it. Now, this is part of the Epic comics. I remember the first issue of Epic. I loved Epic. Now, if this had been an Epic, i.e. the Epic magazine, I loved the Epic magazine when they were Epic magazines back in the issue 1, 2. Just beautiful because they were like magazines and they were awesome. However, there's why have they got the picture of Galactus in there, in the box at the top? It's a Silver Surfer magazine. Seems a bit odd to me. And you haven't got Galactus on the front, which is odd. Just got Silver Surfer just whizzing through. Makes no sense, that cover. But anyway, covers very rarely do. Obviously, their decisions are made why. However, the making of Silver Surfer, you've got an article by Moebius. I always love articles. Love introductions, articles. Always brilliant, and especially when it's the 30th anniversary. I always feel a bit cheated when I get a book that's a 30th anniversary and there's nothing extra in it. And you go, that was great. Couldn't they have got loads of articles by the artists and interviews with the artist and all those sort of things, and but this one definitely does. And you got some good old drawings by Moebius, got some inked pages, and you even got a section about the colouring. And he's talked about the colouring. He says it's like a new medium, and I think that personally, colouring is slightly odd. But it does have that sort of European feel of the colouring, but it's just some sort of just odd. Just odd in this one. And you got that story. I must admit, it's better than many Silver Surfers that I've seen, but in terms of work. However, my favourite Silver Surfer is the Michael Aldred one. I loved that version. Anyway, also got some other work, posters by Moebius that he did as well. Now, this lovely Daredevil, it's got a Daredevil, then Elektra. That's really pretty impressive. And Iron Man, I'm not going to show you the Iron Man. The Iron Man is pretty weird. That is a weird looking Iron Man, have to say. Iron Man would be pretty frightening if he looked like that. I wouldn't want to meet him in the dark. You got Spider-Man, most unusual Spider-Man in the dark, and you got Wolverine doing a Spider-Man kind of thing look. And you got the original cover. This is the hardcover back. Now, I must admit, I remember seeing it in the shop, but I can't remember. I haven't seen a copy for ages of that. So, and then you got some original inked pages, and then you got, and just weirdly, Moebius also illustrated Marvel Tales 253. So you got that. So you got that, and you got an Epic collection there, which is annoyingly out of print. So it's an unusual one because it's got lots of sections and bits from lots of different comics, but it's annoying. And I'd love to see Silver Surfer Epic Collection Volume 2 come out with the actual early Silver Surfer. That would be brilliant. So overall, still a decent enough book. I wouldn't say it's going to be my favourite, but it's still a decent collection.